David Grasso live here at SALT with Tom Kostigan. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So you're the Director of Sustainability at JConnelly, right?
Yeah.
I got that right?
You
the morning
did,
coffee's going.
The whole thing, you got it straight on.
So why is sustainability important? Is anything really sustainable?
Well, nothing is sustainable, and that's part of the whole thing. We can't be 100%, but we can try to be. And I think that's the whole point here, too. We talked about climate change on the panel this morning. Anthony talked about climate change. Valerie Jarrett talked about climate change. There's no question that the climate is changing now, but the question for us is, how can the business community best affect change in a positive way? And that's what we're here to talk about.
Right, exactly. And this, of course, SALT is about the private sector. And in today's modern world, we look to the private sector for a lot of these very tough problems that we need to tackle. What can the private sector offer that government cannot?
A lot. And actually, I think that's the wave of the future. We've looked at grassroots activism and having everybody buy an electric car, stop idling, turn down the thermostat, turn off the lights, all of that.
We know about all that.
We know about all that,
yeah.
Right? And we've looked to the government for policies that will engender those types of practices that will reduce carbon emissions and mitigation. And that really hasn't worked out so well either. We had the highest amount of carbon in the atmosphere last year. So what's the solution? And I believe that the private sector, the business, and the financial community can invest in innovations, in inventions, and technologies that can solve the problem here and now. Not in 40 years from now, not in 20 years from now, not in 10 years from now. We can suck carbon out of the atmosphere, we can reuse water with new technologies, and more importantly, we can invest in these things for the financial services industry to have an opportunity to participate in it. Increasingly, we're seeing that now. $1 in $4 in the capital markets is invested in a sustainable way.
Wow, so, a lot of times people pit the environment against the economy, right? And we have this false dichotomy that, what is good for the economy is bad for the environment, or what is good for the environment is bad for the economy. Why is that totally wrong?
Because we can do well and do good. And if you look at any of the studies out there, it shows that when consumers want more environmentally friendly products and employees live and work in an environmentally friendly place or a socially comfortable place, and we look at governance issues where we're engendering gender equality on boards and into the management structure, we have happier employees, happier managers, bigger revenues, and in turn, bigger profits. So that affects every stakeholder. And so there's no question that if we embrace these types of ethical practices, for some reason they've taken on a pejorative meaning in the marketplace, and they don't have to. And it's all about education, awareness, and communication, and that's what we try to do. We go into companies, we go into firms and say, look, you can do the right thing and still profit, and this is the way you can do it. But we need education, we need awareness, and we need to be able to communicate and celebrate these victories out there so we can create allies and collaborate in this space. And that's what's going to change things. And hopefully we'll get a little bit of traction here at SALT.
You could do good, you could do well, you could protect nature, you can advocate for people, all while making money.
You can have it all.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.